No, no
It's
worries.
fine.
We got 3 hours, man. We can do whatever we want.
I'm going to spend all 3 looking for royalty-free music, apparently.
if it's
You,
if it's a huge issue, don't worry about it. Because last time the music I used did not set off any YouTube bullshit. So
Hmm.
do you want me to go ahead and start doing the recap while you look?
let's do it.
Oh, yeah, if you'd like to, go ahead.
Right. So as I recall, last time we had gotten past the whole incident of figuring out that the station was following us somehow and progressed through the rings to a section where we couldn't figure out what section it was. So we decided that we needed to get into a room to figure out where we were so that we could proceed on through to section A, as I recall, is where we
Hmm.
wanted to go.
Yes.
And
Sector
we
A, yeah, because there's 2 rings and they each have a Sector A. We just don't know which ring Sector A to go to, I think, right?
right, that sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
So, in order to figure that out, the session started us with us standing outside a room that we chose to explore. We first opened the door and decide to send Larry in to check since he is apparently immune to the Disney spell that occurs whenever we enter a room. Upon feeling nothing, he encourages the others to join in, and we are presented with a laboratory like room with computers and test tubes to the side. Um, so we decide to have wait, who was it? It was
I think I stood by the
yeah,
door and
yeah,
Larry
it
went
was
and started messing with the tubes.
right. Billy decided that he would hang back and make sure everything was cool, while Johnny was checking out the computers and Larry went off to check the test tubes to the side. While Larry was going towards the tubes, Johnny finds a unique item among the computers, that item being a model of our spaceship.
That's right.
And upon exclaiming that, all 3 gather around the. No, 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 my mistake. Both Johnny and Larry examine it further, and Billy's shouting from the door, "What do you see?"
Mm-hmm.
And I, in my moment of humor, say that Billy decides to look into the cockpit, and it does indeed ensure that there is shit stains all over the cockpit. After that, and announcing it such, because Michael's an idiot and thinks he's funny, Larry goes back towards the test tubes, and Johnny goes and peruses the rest of the computers in that section. Um, Larry goes and fiddles with one of the test tubes, the one on the left, if I recall correctly, and gets it to activate and open up the test tube, revealing that there was nothing but there was an experiment going on and was failed due to my interaction with it being premature. Um, it is at this point that Johnny hears a noise behind him of something dropping down from the ceiling.
Oh, that was me by the doorway, right? That was Billy.
Right,
Yeah.
that's right. That no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Billy. Billy heard something and hears the creature, whatever it was, dart away from his direction and decides to pursue without letting Johnny and Larry know. He follows the creature into an adjoining room and determines that it's trying to get through the ventilation that's connected to the floor on the other side of the room. he manages to reach the creature in time by shoving his arm, right? Did you shove your arm
Uh,
into it?
no, I think I thought it disappeared into the vent, and so I went to put my face close to it to see if I could like hear anything, and an arm
That's
shot
right.
out and
That's
grabbed
right.
me.
Right. In a panic, you pull away with a hand trying to squeeze your face and violently try to leverage your own weight against that pull to no real avail, and it decides to try to claw your face out instead. That's at that point that we got into our first combat session in the entire game,
That's right.
and you pull out your pistol and shoot away.
And missed.
And you missed.
Yep.
I believe you shot a second time and you got it, but after the first shot, that's when Johnny and Larry heard the commotion and dash over to your side. Yeah, yeah. And Larry, no, Johnny comes down and helps you stabilize, and Larry, being a little bit slower, instead pulls out his wrench and smacks the fuck out of the guy, because at that point you had gotten a good portion of the person out of the vent, and and Larry smacks him in the face with the wrench to knock him out. I'm proud.
Hmm.
Um, so after that exhilarating moment, we pull out the person from the vent and see that it appears to be some kind of researcher, very haggard and very thin, and in a very bad spot with a hole in him and a caved in face and overgrown hair all over the place. And after we all recover, we wake him up and decide to play good cop, bad cop, with Billy, of course, being the bad cop. We
Well,
find
yeah, the
out
dude tried
from
to claw my eyes out. I don't trust him.
yeah, yeah, of course. Um, we find out that the person is actually called Richard, and the situation on the station, which has been just complete odd occurrences throughout the entire station, has been occurring for weeks, possibly months already, and that they do indeed have been trying to follow us, and we don't know if it was the first thing that Billy shot at beforehand or if it's something else. We also find out that they do have a safe spot that they can go to before something bad happens that they believe is about to happen soon. And the group decides we should probably go to that safe space. Maybe we can find out what sector we're in. And Richard suggests we would get there most quickly going through the vents. And Billy just said, "Fuck that shit. We're going the wrong way." And before that, we decide might as well finish exploring the test tube that we found in the other room. So we go with Richard to the other room and check out the last remaining test tube, which upon both Larry and Johnny exploring the contents of it, managed to open the test tube through the computer. And at this point, Johnny had gone away, but Larry sees a very specific message on the computer stating, um, stating Larry Fliamson. I honestly forgot my last name. Stating
I
Larry
feel like that's
Fliamson
fair.
on the screen, and gazing upon that, he begins to break down, and Johnny and Billy and Richard see that there's a heart lying in the test tube. It is at this point that Larry just breaks out of the room, hyperventilating, and Billie presses him for answers, asking what he saw, and Larry reveals that it is him that they were trying to grow. Which Richard responds to, yeah, they've been trying. People have been coming out of the test tubes for weeks now, and it seemed a little early for this one. So after that weird revelation, on top of the ship model and all the Johnny's uniform being found earlier and a postcard from our home planets, it's just this station has information on us and it's doing weird stuff. So we decide, fuck that room, let's go to the safe space that Richard knows of. And as Richard is about to start leading us, a noise occurs right behind him. And that's where we ended.
I think also before we left the room, I grabbed the spaceship model and smashed it on the floor, and I kept the broken piece that had the little models of the three of us inside the ship.
Yep.
Nice work, Mike. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd kind of completely forgotten what had happened.
I largely had as well, yeah.
A while.
Dude, I was over here like, where's the fucking character page? I don't remember my last name.
How goes the search, Max?
It goes pretty good. I found an hour of horror music.
Oh, okay.
Of royalty-free horror music. So I'm gonna drop the link to the bot. You go ahead and invite it and get the music going. I believe I'm also good to go.
Okay. Hang on, I have to click on each image containing a car.
Are you sure you're not a
vital
robot?
to the music process.
I'm about to find out if I'm a robot. I don't know.
I don't know cars.
Is a bus considered a car?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say
That's actually a hard one right there.
Yeah, you have to click and find out.
It accepted that buses are not cars.
Alright.
Okay. It says we may now close this window.
But it paid off.
Yeah. So it should be in the... Yeah, there it is. Musical tune.
Give it roll tune stuff.
Oh, yeah, what do I have to do?
No, I got it.
Oh.
We can get rid of the old bot because it's dead. Bye.
Poor Rhythm.
Bye.
Rhythm is a dancer. Ooh.
There we go. Look at that.
Sweet.
Oh, sorry. I was about to say, if anyone wants to change the volume on there, it's just a right-click on
And the slider.
musical tune, and then, yeah.
Coolio.
Yeah, right on. Alright, I am good to start if everyone else is.
And now, on Rusted Orbit.
As Mike very helpfully filled us all in on, we had left off with our 3 wayward travelers here along with their new companion, Richard, marching down the hallways somewhere deep in this labyrinthian space station, to the sudden sound of nondescript movement behind them. And as the four people we've been following so far begin to react however they do so, we will tuck into one of the nearby rooms briefly to see another person here, unknown to the four we've been following so far. Adam, your character, Ryson, which I love that fucking name.
Ryson.
Ryson. You sent me that, and I was like, oh my god, that name fits in perfectly with all the others. With Billie, Belly, Jonny, Washy, Larry Fliamson, now we've got Ryson.
The future is beautiful.
It really is. I wish I could name my child who is not yet born, or even a concept at this point.
Yep.
Something as good as Ryson. But we pick up with Ryson, a simple company accountant working at one of the millions of megacorps all throughout the galaxy. As they wake up from unconsciousness in this poorly illuminated metal room that looks something between like an office room and like a school room. There's like desks all over, clearly untouched in a very long time. Many chairs, plenty of paper that is so old that some of it has started to decay in its place, and a heavy layer of dust over everything. Adam, the last thing you remember is being on your ship, either your ship or a company ship, or with some other travelers who are being briefly paid by your company. You're not at all sure how you got here where you are, but as you come to, you hear this heavy metallic scraping noise coming from outside the room you're in, and a handful of footsteps that stop as this noise begins.
Okay.
What do you do?
Just look outside.
Alright. You get up, dust yourself off a little bit, and move to the door to this room. There's only one door, which makes it easy. And there's no window on it, but much like the room you're in, this door is super old and jank, and so you can kind of see through the crack. And outside there appears to be a long hallway, which is also very poorly illuminated. And you can barely make out what looks like maybe 2 or 3 figures in one direction of the hall, and in the other direction the lights are not just dim but flickering, and it makes it much harder to make out what's there, but there's clearly something large sort of in the middle of the hallway.
Is it coming towards, like, past me? Is it moving?
Go ahead and make me a check, please. It's dark enough that you can't tell right away. And Adam, since this is your first time, the way rolls work in this is you take 2d10 and you pick whichever score you think would fit the situation most. So, if you're trying to look down the hallway, that can be caution, acumen, precision makes sense, but if you can make a good argument for grit or communication, go for it.
Do we know, not to interrupt, but do we know Adam's class? Profile, rather?
It is on the character sheet, but I'll let Adam say if they want to
company
say or withhold it until you guys all meet.
Got it, okay.
And with a 5, unfortunately, you can't tell. It looks like it might be moving, but if it is, it's extremely slow.
Okay. Don't know what to do with that. Not much info with that. Sec. Yes, go towards the other way.
Okay. Then going back to the three of you who we've been following so far, Harry, Pem, and Tanom. As, like I said, as three of you react to whatever this noise coming down the hallway is, another noise happens in the same direction, but much closer. You see one of the many doors on either side of the hall here slowly and very crunchily and jankily pries itself open, and a person steps out of that room looking much more well put together than Richard did when you first found him.
I believe I still have my firearm out. I'm going to not threateningly, but I've just got it pointed in that person's direction, probably at the floor in front of their feet.
All right. Adam, as Rice steps out and starts to move towards these people, you see that there are 4 of them, and at least one of them is armed. I don't know if the other 2 are brandishing anything.
I will say that Larry, upon hearing that scary noise, dropped his wrench and is fumbling with his handgun in his holster.
I've got my assault rifle at the ready, but not armed. If that makes sense. It's not holstered, but I'm not actively aiming it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, then Adam, you see one person has a gun aimed in your direction, but not quite at you. One other holds it sort of at their side, pointed towards the ground, and a third is trying to learn how to unbuckle a gun from its holster for the first time.
Goddamn Offboarders.
I'll get my gun out, but not aim it, just show that I also am armed.
Alright. You flash that you have some kind of weapon. What do you have?
Suppose being in my class, probably there's no pistol.
Okay. You show that you've got your own small sidearm. And despite having a gun aimed at you, Pem, I don't think you're showing any real anger or hostility to him, right?
No, I think I'm probably still more distrusting of Richard than I am of whoever this is coming out of the door.
All right. Adam, as you get a little closer to these people and the light both at the very high ceiling of this hallway and the couple of lanterns attached to their waistbands, you don't recognize any of these people, any of their faces, their clothes. And you're still not sure where you are. This hallway does not look any more familiar than the room did.
Yes, and I'd have ID on me.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable.
Get it out of my pocket and show it, sort of like a police officer or something.
Okay.
Just to show that, I'm an official.
Alright, you guys see this person who stepped out of the room and moved a little towards you. Flashes this, sleek, glossy, black card with some really, bold, fancy-looking text on it.
I got my gun now.
The minor tension in the hallway is broken by the sound of the button being undone. There's this little and then finally Larry joins the confrontation going on here.
And Larry sees the card now. He's like, oh, wait, I got something too. Here, hold on, wait.
I'm gonna pull out my officer card,
Ryson.
my officer badge as well.
Jesus Christ.
Pam, does Billy have like a
No.
pilot license or
He
anything?
shits in his pants. He doesn't have anything.
Okay,
He's rolling his eyes at this and just kind of he's still got his eye on Richard because he just does not trust the dude. But yeah, he's just watching these three morons trade business cards in the middle of a dark hallway.
As I'm one of the chuckle fucks handing over cards, I hand over my license. Said, "Don't worry, I still have a week to go."
All right, you guys all exchange these three very different, like, formatted cards. One of them is the one Adam has, is this very prestigious-looking company card with their name and this very, like, well-groomed photograph. Larry's is probably more covered in, like, grease than text. And Johnny's is a very formal military identification. Pam, as you watch Richard, he just sort of has his hands clasped together and looks from the three of you, and then to this new person, and then up and down the hall, and then back to you.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of side-eye Richard and ask him, "You know this guy?"
No, I've never seen him in my life. You three either, though, so it's not all that strange, I guess.
So, just to be clear, or maybe this is about to become clear, and if it is, cut me off, but the company that Rice is not an officer in the profile sense, but officer in the employee sense, is that the station, or is it somebody else? I guess I'm just wondering, how is it that Rice ended up here?
That seems to be as unclear to you as it is to Rice, because the card that this person shows you, yeah, whatever name is on the company there is totally, you haven't seen it
foreign
here at all. You maybe have heard of it like once or twice.
Okay. It's not like
the same way you've heard of like...
Not our employer.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, you've maybe heard of this company the same way like you've heard of fast food chains the other side of the country. Like, oh, I know what that is and kind of about it, but I've never been near one.
Okay. I think Billie now turns his attention to Rice and asks, are you a tube baby? Where did you come from?
Got no clue what you're on about because I just appeared here.
Okay.
I was sat at my desk and then I woke up here.
Not familiar with the tubes?
No.
Any memories from before you woke up?
No. Doing some paperwork and then I appeared here.
Well, you want to go find a safe space with us?
May as well.
What have you got on you? I can see you're armed and you got a badge. Any other equipment that you've got that might be useful to our group?
Calculator. Little pocket calculator carry everywhere.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what else.
All right. Well,
the pressure is real.
That's
If you want to get in the cool kids club, you gotta print it.
right.
Man.
We can have a mathathon and we will be well prepared. All right. Introductions complete then? Everybody feel comfortable? I'm Billie. This is Larry. That's Jonny. This freak over here is Richard. We don't really like him. I don't like him, but...
I think you're okay, Richard.
Yeah. I think...
Thank you.
Anyway, we found this guy, Richard. He's on the station. We came from a ship that we got a distress signal to come check out the station. Everything here is really freaking weird, and we don't know what's going on. And this guy, Richard, who attacked me earlier, but I shot him, and he better not fucking forget it, is walking us to the space where he's been hiding out on the station since everything went haywire.
I haven't forgot, and I say that in the least menacing way possible.
Okay.
Well, sorry,
Okay.
my bad.
No, you first.
Well, as Billy was saying, Richard was taking us to one of his safe spots. You're welcome to join us if you want.
Me as well. Anything else to do here?
It's just a little further. It's not too much farther. And as Richard sort of like turns in the direction you guys were heading to gesture down the hall, you hear in the opposite direction the same way that Rice has come from and the same way that the other noise further away came from. You hear this one final large, loud, like scratching and creaking of metal on metal, and I need everyone to make me we'll call it a combustion and electrocution save.
Yeah. Really quick note to remind everybody to keep track of your failed saves, because at 5 you get to bump something up.
Yeah. I forget, are we rolling under or over?
We're trying to beat Max's roll, I think.
No, don't you roll it against our score?
Yeah. The saves are written down on your character sheet or next to your
profile.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You gotta roll. Yeah, under that.
Under
Excuse me.
right.
No, you're doing above. I got myself
above.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 2d10, right?
A lower save is easier to make.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember what way it was. I knew it was something.
Larry passed.
Billy failed by 1.
Completely failed.
Whoa! 1. Jonny apparently does not like electricity.
It's that poop, man.
You're more conductive. That is awful. Thank you. Okay. Those of you who failed are briefly blinded by this bright shine of light as when that next loud noise happens, you guys can see something black, unilluminated in the darkness lurches forward.
Ugh.
And it is tall enough that it like scrapes some of the ceiling here, and it doesn't scrape the ceiling, but it hits one of the light fixtures that are slightly, dangling and mostly broken, but still every so often flicker to life. And as it hits it, one of the ends of it snaps and it flings down and points in your guys' direction, and as it does so, blinks to life briefly with this horrible bright light before it dies all the way. Those of you who made your save can see the figure behind this light, just barely in silhouette, is maybe like 8 or 9 feet tall, and maybe just as wide as well.
Since I made my save, I'll do a panic shot with my little pistol. So I'll roll at disadvantage.
That sounds fair. Alright, so you roll 2d6 and I roll 2d6. And whoever gets higher, well, if you get higher, you hit. If I get higher, you miss.
I got a 1.
Oof.
That is not particularly high.
Nope.
Sorry, did I say 2d6? I meant 2d10. I am.
Oh, right. 2d6 is the hit. Okay, right.
Yeah. I wrote the game. You'd think I'd remember how it goes. I also got to see how you add stats to the bot. Here we go.
Hey.
Oh,
You got a beat of 4.
No, I got a 2.
Oh, you got a 6.
No, I roll at disadvantage.
Oh.
Disadvantage, don't you roll 3 and take the lowest 2?
Yeah.
Oh, so I rolled.
Yeah, you only rolled 2. So roll one more and then take the lowest of that collective 3.
So I got a 6.
Yeah, so you've got a 6. So you already having your pistol out from when Rice was approaching, and perhaps struggling for so long to put it back in that you just decided, I'll just hold it for now. You're able to quick draw this pistol up in front of you and fire off a shot or two, and as it goes out, you hear, obviously, the loud bang of the gun, but as the bullets reach their destination, you see this little flash of sparks, and you hear very clearly that you've shot metal. And you know you didn't shoot past them, you didn't shoot this fallen light fixture in front of them. You hit whatever this is. Those of you who failed your save at this point, you guys are sort of blinking away the effects of this very minimal flashbang and are able to look up. You see Larry armed, aiming at this person or figure, and them just sort of hovering past, just beyond the range of your guys' light.
So, can I see if it's a bipedal creature, or is it like a quadruped but reared up on its hind legs?
Yeah, you can certainly do so. What kind of light source do you have? I forget if everyone has.
Yeah, I've got a lantern. Yeah.
Pam, you had like glow sticks, correct?
I don't remember if I specified. I think I was imagining like a Maglite style flashlight.
Okay.
But maybe I don't know. Maybe I said glow sticks. I don't remember that.
I think you had the lantern and glow sticks, and I feel like I recall someone having glow sticks, but if not, that is fine. The reason I was asking is if anyone has any sort of like directed light, you can aim it and see this thing more clearly.
Yeah,
but if not, Aaron,
I'm looking at my notes. I don't remember. I didn't write down what my light source was, honestly.
Yeah, my light source is a lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll go with glow sticks. That's kind of fun. I can't direct it though.
Okay. In that case, here you go and give me just a straight up roll. 17. Looking up from the flash of light that hit you and out into the darkness, you can see that this figure is not bipedal. In fact, they are almost square, and the bottom of them lays flat to the ground. Now that Larry has sort of shot and broken the tension a little bit, in everybody's stillness, you can see not only is this figure, flat on the bottom and boxy, it seems like it is all mechanical. And you see pieces that sort of remind you of the android you found earlier in the kitchen. You see an arm that looks, put together in the same manner, sticking out one way. You see two more sticking out the other side. You see a leg sort of errantly strung up into the air, and all just these bits of wiring and like rubber tubing holding it together with this very loose metal frame on its exterior.
Is it, can we tell if this thing is constructed the way that it is, or is it like a weird mishmash amalgamation of other bots, like other parts?
You guys all have at least a little experience with, mechanics. Certainly Larry more than the rest, but you do not have to have a great deal of experience to see that it is the latter. It seems like things just sort of thrown together.
And I remind me. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna say when we were hit by the electricity thing, which I failed, did we take any actual physical damage, or was it just a stun and blinding effect?
Yeah, it was just the stun.
Okay.
Nothing hurt you. And to further answer your question about its construction, you can see as it's sort of stood where it is, some of it appears to be trying to like grab the floor and this light fixture and pull itself closer to you, but there are other pieces that seem to be just grabbing and pulling away from it in any direction.
Ugh. Well, given that it's already stunned us, and given that Larry already fired a shot at it, I think Billy's assuming that this is combat, and he is going to open fire as well.
Okay.
I think I would probably just aim at the densest part of it, the most, whatever the center of the target is. I don't know that I'm actually trying to fire at a particular piece of it.
Sounds good. I'm just reading how initiative works. It's been a little while.
I don't remember generally. I know that I go first because I'm the cool pilot.
Oh, hell yeah.
You roll the 1d10 plus score.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I had written it so that it's you guys roll as a group and you get to pick when you go, but no, it looks like everyone rolls a d10 except for Pim because he's a badass.
He's a mofo.
Should I roll? Oh, never mind. We do initiative for each round, right?
Yeah.
Individually?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say.
So, it got a 2. Rolled a d10 minus 3. It does not take much mechanical experience, like I said, to see that this thing is big and lumbering. Speed in action is not its strong suit.
Okay.
I'll roll with my caution because I was kind of being cautious there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is more than reasonable.
1d10 plus. 8.
7.
All right. So it's going to be for the first round, Pem, then Harry, then Tanom, and then the robot and Adam at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to... I've got a fully loaded revolver, and I'm going to fire one round right at the center of it, the best I can aim.
Alright.
I got to refresh myself, so it's 1d10 plus whatever score I'm using.
That's if
for
you
hitting,
hit.
it's 2d10 plus whatever you have. I roll 2d10 plus or minus whatever I've got.
Oh, right,
And
okay.
if you get higher, then you hit.
Got it. Sorry, I think I was reading the initiative part. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while. We're all relearning things.
I'm going to say this is a precision shot.
All right.
18, motherfucker.
Yeah, you definitely hit. You pull up your weapon as all of your guys' eyes sort of readjust from the brightness that this thing briefly let off. You can see now the bullet hole, or really bullet dent, from where Larry hit it, right in one of its metal plates. You can even see like the bullet stuck in the plate, hasn't made it all the way through. But Billie, as you lift up and fire deeper into the center of this thing, you see your bullet tears through wiring and tubing. Go ahead and roll damage.
Which is 1d10, correct?
I think it's
small arm,
1d6.
Small
Oh,
arms are 1d6.
that's right.
Heavy arms are 1d10. I'd say some revolvers can be pretty big. I'll let you decide if this is small
No,
or
it's
heavy.
it's.
Call it a Magnum and go with it.
I think I already.
I think we had this, last time.
I think
It's
I
a
said
small
previously
arm.
it's basically like a snub-nosed revolver, which would be pretty tiny. So I'll just roll 1d6.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you got max though. Yeah, you see your bullet goes through. You see a brief like sputter of oil and possibly some other much nastier fluids. And somewhere inside this block of robotic parts, you hear very distorted, very muffled voices, the same as the android in the kitchen, give like this gross, harmonious yell.
Is it? Does its progress slow at all, or is it still coming at us? I guess we're
still trying to move,
Yeah.
although it seems you've hit something pretty good. It is leaking oil quite a bit now. Okay.
I'm just thinking, so I can take an action too, right? Is there a doorway that I can duck into? Not that I'm going to go into a room, but is there like a closed door with like a, you know, a short wall that I can use for cover?
One on like either side of you that you can sort of.
Yeah, I'm just
navigate yourself.
whichever side is closest. I'll just duck into that and, kind of with the pistol around the corner, and I'm just poking my head out of this little alcove that I'm in.
All right. And that's the end of your turn.
That's my turn.
All right. Harry, Jonny, Washy, the
Yeah.
author. It is
Yeah.
your turn.
My time to shine. Alright.
Do it, officer.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
you
Do what we brought you for.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my assault rifle and shoot him with
All
my
right. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
determination to stop him from coming any closer. Roll with grit. Come on! Oh, yeah.
Pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
I will say that
As a matter of fact,
Autobot
I think it's
at the right
impossible that
time.
it beats that. Yeah, it got a 4.
Is
Nice.
it like an auto succeed on 2 10s? Is that a rule or no?
Get a
There
crit.
is crit rolls here. If you roll both 1s or both 10s, you crit. 2 1s means something horrible happens, like your gun jams and explodes in your hand, or the floor beneath you gives way, dropping you into the next room. And 2 10s means you experience nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just didn't remember.
Dude, I thought you were going to say if you get 2 1s, the floor gives way and you're all spaced out.
I gotta
if
say,
you were on the very outer end of the space station here, that would probably be the result. So I don't think that would happen.
I
Something
appreciate
else,
that
very rare.
I appreciate that the rules for rolling a crit make them really, really uncommon. So that's kind of cool that when it
Yeah.
happens, it's like an actual special occasion versus like a once a play session kind of thing.
Yeah, right. I was considering doing a D20 for this system, but obviously I went with the 2D10, and on
Yeah.
a D20 you get a 20, like, well,
Yeah.
1 in 20, it's like 5%, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in my
Whereas
5e
2D10 is
game,
way less like.
yeah, my 5e game that I'm playing in, someone probably rolls a 20 every combat, be
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
a player
I-
or the mobs. But anyway, I'll roll my damage.
I feel so
deal double
bad.
damage. So 2d6.
Yes, you do.
Boom, 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 boom.
Damn.
You let off a small burst of shots from your rifle, trained exactly for this kind of, well, maybe not exactly this kind of scenario, but trained for
The sim games where you fight off monstrous robot monsters.
Yeah.
just like
Someone-
the simulation.
Someone practicing Star Trek Troopers too much.
That would be pretty awesome if Jonny actually said just like the simulation when he took his shot.
I failed that simulation, man. Wouldn't a rifle count as heavy arms though?
I think Harry
think
said
we-
last time that he decided it was
Okay.
not like a
Right.
ball buster. It was
Yeah.
just a standard issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like for most weapons, you can justify it being small or heavy if you're vague enough, right? Because like a rifle can be a lot of things. A pistol can be a lot of things. If you
I
say
feel
you
like
have
I feel like with the double damage too, like it kind of balances it out.
yeah,
True.
that's true. Yeah, for things like if you said you had a knife, I'd say that's pretty much always small arms. And if you were like a Fallout super mutant and you had a fucking slab of rebar with concrete on the end of it, if
Yeah.
you told me that was small arms, I'd be confused, but I don't know if I'd say no. You do what you want, I guess. But yeah,
Nah, I
another
always
8
pictured
points of
it-
damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always pictured a heavy weapon to be like, like a rocket launcher or like a machine gun kind of thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a real Daka sort of deal.
Yeah.
So you do 8 more points of damage to this thing. Another handful of bullets fly through it. Some strike the like bits of bent out robot that are forming the metal plate of this. Some of it makes it in between and ruins all the important bits on the inside. I was gonna say
Is there
something.
any
and I forgot.
Place other than the doorway that that Billie's hiding in. Is there anywhere else to kind of take cover, or am I kind of just?
There's a
out in the
doorway
open?
on the opposite side of the hallway from Billie, and
Oh yeah.
sporadically through the hallway there are these, little like metallic blocks that seem like they were, room for plants or little signs or whatever, and all the plants, have long
Oh,
since died and all that. But
I
you could
might hide
definitely,
behind one of those. Yeah, those the planter box. Hide behind one of
Alright.
those. Just take a bit of the cover.
sounds good. Move into position and kneel down so that it obscures you best as possible. And then I believe Tanom, you're next, right?
Yep.
All right.
I will take a shot. Trying to remember what my score was.
Got a beat an 11.
Oh yeah.
And you do. Nice.
I mean, it's pretty hard to miss a giant monster cube coming at you down the hallway.
Yeah.
It is really fucking big. 1 point of damage. Once
do
again,
1 point of damage.
Larry, you let off another shot, and it seems like it hits right on the metal parts of this. Leaves a little dent, but doesn't do all that much else. Now, Adam, or actually, rather, before I move on, Tanom, you can still move if you'd like to do anything. There's enough space for sort of 2 people to stand where Jonny's move, and like I said, there's another doorway opposite Billie you can try and stuff yourself in. Or if you just wanted to, move forward or back, those are both
Um,
I'll
options.
say
up to you.
if Larry heads my way, I'll make room for him in the alcove there.
Well, first of all, I'll say the fact that my combat situation outside of smacking the fuck of Richard with my wrench has been just as an apt description as what my skill is with the firearm.
Yeah.
Considering the situation and that I'm just an engineer, I turn around and run the other way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That sounds completely fair.
When Larry fires and then gets up and runs away, Billie shouts after him, "I told you to lose that fucking pea shooter."
It's the only one I can find.
All right. And as Larry moves down the hallway, Adam, it is your turn along with this hulking thing.
Okay. Oh, you touch it.
You hit. So it's going to be either a d6 for damage or a d10 if you feel like your pistol is a real motherfucker, let's say.
I want to meet the accountant that's got a fucking hand cannon pistol. That would be awesome.
Well, it would be a sturdy 6.
All right. Go ahead and roll. You can't do worse than Tanom did on damage, but you can match.
Hey, you match.
Yeah, 16 points of damage in a turn, or in one, whole round. It's not bad. So, Adam, as Rice just finished meeting these new people, flashed the pistol just a little bit ago, and now this thing screeches into the hallway. You let a shot off, and much like Larry, it hits metal bit, maybe breaks a small piece off, but doesn't stop it from doing what it intends to do, which seems to be just wreak havoc here. And it finally coheses itself into one direction. All the appendages and panels that were just sort of splaying out and trying to pull in any direction finally begin to pull it forward, and it gets to the opposite end of this barrier that that Jonny has hunkered down behind, and whether through the fact that it's, several mashed together robots and it just is not programmed for this, or the intelligence of these robots is obscured by the amount of pain it's felt in this last round from the hail of bullets, it doesn't realize that it can try and just sort of scoot to the side and move forward. It just tries to pull itself over this barrier, and you can hear the metal of what was once watering pipes for the plants here, and the actual physical barrier itself begins to crumble under its weight as it just barely can't reach Jonny from where it is. But all of you, including Larry booking ass down the hall, can hear some kind of whirring noise going on inside of it. And all at once, one of the panels on its upper half just bursts open, and this sling of rubber tubing and wires launches itself out at we'll see who. If I can actually type in the Discord. We will say, Harry, you are going to be a 1 or 2 on this die. Pem, you are a 3 or 4, and Adam, you're a 5 and 6.
What's Richard doing at the moment? Is he just scuppered, or?
As you sort of look around, you see he has found a vent and has slithered himself up in it.
Motherfucker!
Instead of,
God damn it!
Instead of going,
I knew the vents were a problem.
All the way through. Instead of going all the way through, he's just sort of sat at the very bottom of it, watching to see what happens. And so as this thing pulls itself as far as it can manage, a whole array of eyes attached to half-broken robotic heads inside this thing scan its environment as quickly as possible and just lock on the first thing it can see, which is Rice. And it is going to go ahead.
They just joined us too.
Don't die on the first real combat of the thing on your first session.
It got a 16, so Adam, you're going to have to beat a 16 to dodge whatever is going to happen to you from all these wires and pipes and tubing and shit.
You can do it, man.
Just remember, we don't have a medic.
12 is not high enough. As this whole slew of nonsense is spewed over you, doesn't hit you with enough force to do any damage, but after it all sort of settles on you, you find yourself tangled in it, and then it begins to retract, and it pulls you in just barely into the grasping arms all on the sides and face of this thing, and it pulls you all the way up to what would basically be its chest, the arms grabbing you as tightly as it can, the wires and tubing reeling you in like a fucking fishing hook, and even the paneling on its exterior opens up to try and swallow you, basically. But that'll be next round if you don't escape in time, and let's see the initiatives for next round. 1d10 plus some stat from everyone. It got a 0, so...
Alright, well...
it is probably going last.
I got a 3, god damn.
I got a 4.
Not such a hot shot now, huh, Pam?
Nope.
Is that only on your first turn of the combat?
Do I get to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, just on the just the very, very first attack.
Alright, this time it looks like Tanom, you're first, then Adam, Harry, and Pam.
Okay. So, am I visualizing this correctly? The monster has Rice held up outside of it at the moment, and it's trying to swallow it?
Yes.
And
it hasn't fully engulfed him yet, but it is definitely trying.
and its upper part is open with cabling and such, right?
Yeah, I'd say there's like 4 panels to a side of this cube, and like one of the top, we'll say the top left panel on the face that is facing towards you blew itself off to let all this tubing and wiring grab Rice.
Do I have a clear vision of that?
Yeah.
Location? Okay. Alright, since I realize that I'm far away now and I can't use a gun for shit, I'm going to take out my small welding tool and some grease wipes, and I'm gonna light up those grease wipes and attempt to throw it into the paneling section.
Holy shit. That's pretty
Okay.
genius. You could end up burning all your hair off, but that's a pretty cool idea.
You've got to beat a 7.
Is this the kind of thing that Larry's done before, or is this just an idea that he's coming up with on the fly here?
This is me going, how can I fuck up the internals of this thing? I'm gonna go with the +1 for my acumen.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's very...
Well, it's a 7.
Perfect tie. I will say ties. I believe we had this happen last time. I think I said ties go to the attacker. So we will say that is a hit.
Okay. And, so the grease wipes lit on fire, get into the paneling, and
I think
don't
I'm
know.
going to call that
I would
heavy
say-
arms because
because
fire and wiring and rubber tubes, they don't mend together well.
That's kind of what I was thinking when I was thinking about doing this. Oh shit!
Noise.
Damage too. That's pretty good.
Wow. Did not like that.
And then I go to one of the flowering stations that's next to where I ran towards, and just hide behind that.
Okay. So
Actually, no. If you want me to,
Okay.
since I did all that stuff and setting up and all that, you can just take that as my action.
Okay, sure. Busting out these wipes you've been holding on to for probably the awful smelling pilot you have to deal with all the time. And one of the many tools you keep on your person to get your job done as best you can. You spark it up as quickly as possible, fling it into the gaping hole that this thing has put in itself, and immediately you can see it catches with whatever, like I said, oil or other liquids are in this, and just all the flammable bits of material it's made out of, and immediately it bursts with flame. It drops Rice to the ground and lets out another one of those horrible yells of, maybe 5 different robotic heads and mouths all inside this thing screaming at once. And on that very pleasant note, we move on in initiative. Adam, you are next. You've just been let go of by this thing as it tried to force you inside of its black pit of tubing and wires that I keep describing here. And it stings a little bit, but again, not enough to do any actual damage to you.
So you from it. I'm not as close anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. You turn around and run as far as you can from this thing.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the action here, but did Adam take any damage from being grabbed?
Nope.
Okay.
It didn't seem like it was trying either. It's not an accident that it didn't do any damage. It launched, all this wiring stuff as like a net to try and catch him. And Adam, you can take an action in addition to your movement as well. So if you want to shoot again or try and hide somewhere.
Yeah. Again.
All right. You hit.
It's a pretty good turn, dude. Got free and did some damage at the same time.
As you get up, your head ringing a little bit from having been dropped to the floor, you book down the hallway as much as you can, turn around with your pistol, and take a shot or two. And as this thing dropped you and is just flailing its arms up in the air, trying to reach over its own paneling to reach into the fire and do whatever it can to stop it, your 2 bullets pass through whatever wiring is left unaffected by the fire, and this thing collapses on itself, just slumps. It drops, maybe like 4 feet inside. And amidst this light electrical hum, this just constant but after those shots, it does not seem to move.
Ew, I think that's it.
Yeah. I'll have investigate this amalgamation of stuff.
Yeah, you go ahead. Just be careful about grasping things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you move up to it, clasping a hand over your nose and mouth to not breathe in the fumes as the fire sort of slowly spreads through the oil and the rubber that's here. What are you looking for? Anything in particular, or just trying to see?
Just trying to see, like, more, like, what it actually is, and just trying to see, I guess, what's the thing? Like, if it looks like it was created by someone, or if it kind of pulled itself together.
Alright, go and give me some kind of check here.
Or a caution, but don't want to get...
While that happens, Billy's going to sidle over to where Richard is in the vent and just kind of waving his pistol at him, like, come on, out of the vent.
Alright, by the time you're making your way over to him, he sees that this thing has stopped moving and he's sort of pushing the grate of the vent open so he can get out.
Okay.
Harry, as Jonny walks over to this thing, looking into it now illuminated quite handily by the fire, you definitely get the sense that this was not man-made. Like I said, you see a lot of familiar bits from robots similar in make to the one you saw in the cafeteria, but you can see a lot of them that are, more kind of held whole, are trying to, like, before they cease their function here, we're trying to pry wires off and out of it, and you can see some of them are almost frozen in this horrified pose when it was engulfed by this mass of electronic.
Interesting. I guess I'll go chat to Richard about it, see if he knows anything more. If he's ever seen it, heard of anything like it.
No, the robots used to work for us on the station, doing simple tasks, but ever since the station shut down, I've tried to avoid everything, really.
When you say the station shut down, what do you mean? Was there an AI running things?
No, we didn't have anything that complex or fanciful. It was mostly, people's jobs, but then we heard a lot of people higher ups yelling over intercoms and stuff, and the people who worked with me, we all got real scared. Some of us made it for escape pods and all that. Some of us got stuck, and by the time I woke up, pretty much everything was dark here.
So these robots are completely autonomous. There's no program or center of the station that's operating them or building them or anything like that?
No, at least not that I know of. That wasn't my department, but they mostly, handle themselves. Really simple tasks, though. They're not, nothing from scary stories you've heard.
Yeah, we saw one in was it the kitchen? I can't actually remember.
Yeah.
That was trying to serve up some food.
Yeah.
I think I still have the wipe.
It's got a bit of that
Goo on it.
air quotes chicken
Yeah.
on that wipe.
Yeah, that's right. The black sludge chicken.
If I remember correctly, I stuck my nose right over it when the bubble popped so I could smell whatever the fuck it was. It was disgusting.
Yes, you did.
I will say, out of character, the way that the episode ended last time, I figured that no matter what happened this time, Richard was going to get killed by whatever was behind him. So I'm surprised he's still alive.
No, I've survived this long. Why would you think I'm going to die?
Because you suck, Richard.
That's some fourth wall breaking there. Richard, what the hell?
I've survived this long because I exist outside of time, Tanom. I'm there at the computer
Who's
with
Tanom?
you. Look through the veil, Tanom. You know it to be true.
Sorry. So you've never seen this creature, for lack of a better term, before, Richard? You haven't seen it crawling around where you've been in the vents or anything?
Or anything like it?
Yeah.
No. I early on I saw a few robots abandoning their positions, but I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. And no, certainly nothing like this.
It's a large station, so I guess it's probably pretty easy for something like this to hide away. But it's pretty massive. Still.
Yeah, and it made a lot of noise too. Like just moving, it was scraping and dragging and.
Well, Billie and Jonny are discussing the creature with Richard. I'll go over to Ryson and check if he's alright.
Okay. Really quickly, Tanom. Can you make me some kind of visual check? Acumen, caution, precision, something like that.
I'll go with acumen. I don't know why I'm making a distinction. Most of my shit's +1 anyways.
It's for the flavor. It's for the role.
It's a flavor text.
You're being true to character, damn it.
I got 13.
13. Okay. As you were sort of running down the hall in this fight, by the time you made it as far as you did and started to turn around to light up one of these flammable lights, you didn't really notice it in the heat of the fight, but now that adrenaline has calmed down, you do see down the hall in the direction you were running, there is one of the many doors on either side of this hallway is opened with this bright, almost pale green light coming out.
Okay. When I finally register this, I disregard my concern for Rice. Hey guys, there's some weird light down this way. There's a lit room.
You guys all see Larry come strolling back down the hall. He drops to one knee near Rice, looks at him, and then looks back down the hall. He's like, "Oh, by the way," and just stands back up and totally disregards.
Just mushes Rice in the face.
Hey, do you see this shit, man? Do you see this shit?
Okay, so we've established that this thing is now inanimate. It's not getting up and doing anything. And we've established that Richard doesn't know anything about it, other than that he knows that there were robots roaming around doing their own weird shit. Is there anything else we need to... Is there anything else we want to try to... information we want to try to get from this thing? Or are we going to let's go check out Larry's weird green door?
Do you still have that PDA?
I do.
Is there any way that you can plug it in? Get some information?
Try to plug it into the monster thingy?
Yeah.
With all the wiring burnt up?
Can I do a check to see if there's like a plug that'll fit the port on my PDA?
Yeah, I'd say you can give it a try.
Okay. So let's see. That would be, I'm gonna say acumen. So 2d10 plus 2. Oops. Do I need a space in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need a space between
Stand by.
R and 2D.
11.
As you sort of look into the parts of it that are not currently actively on fire, you don't see anywhere that seems compatible with what you've got. Anything that looks like it could be a port for you to plug into has been, sort of scorched beyond use.
Okay. Nah, it's not...
It was worth a try.
Yeah, it was worth a try, but I'm not seeing any way that I can connect with it.
Right.
Max, way back, I think this was way back in the very first session, I downloaded a map of the station to my PDA from one of the security terminals. Did the map have labels for anything, or was it just floor plan and layout? Like if
it was not labeled.
Okay, so I couldn't look and say, hey, that green room is going to be X.
Yeah, early on you were able to sort of orient yourself based on the fact that you found it in that sort of four-way intersection next to the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's a little harder. I'd say you could definitely give it a try, though.
Try to orient ourselves? Sure, I'll do that. I'm gonna roll the exact same thing.
Makes sense.
It's my orienteering heads-up situational awareness roll, and also my how fucked up is this burnt plastic and wire roll. 9.
Burnt plastic wins out.
Multi-use. A 9, it's hard to say. As you pull up the map, you can see the ring is almost like symmetrical. So you find an area that looks like about where you'd be, given how far you feel you've traveled, but you can't tell if you're on, like the top left or the bottom right here.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, dudes. We're on the ring, but where is your best? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what that room is. The one with the green light.
Does Richard know what that room is?
As you ask, you guys sort of look over to him, and he's squinting down the hall to look at that room. It seems like he does not.
All right.
Richard is...
No, I don't remember it being on last time I came through here.
Is this the same way to Richard's hideout, or is that the opposite direction to the green?
It is the same direction.
Okay. So we're not having to go one way, then turn around and come back. Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Let's go check out the green room.
We're not having to do side quests.
Yeah. Can you remind me, Max, is the green light coming out of the doorway, or is the green light on a light outside of the door?
It is coming out of the doorway.
Okay.
And speaking of side quests, Richard turns to you guys and says, "Oh, by the way, if you can find me 40 dead plants, check them out."
Richard's last name is Sindarian.
Alright, since we decided to go that way, I'll stick to the back of the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take point.
I don't know where I'm just in the middle of the group, I guess, standing alongside Richard as we approach the door.
Okay. With a sort of diamond shape to your grouping here, you guys make your way over to it. And as you guys get there, you see the door opens up to this very small initial room that seems to go into another room to the left and right that are not like fully closed behind doors, but have, like doorways without actual doors in them, so it obscures a little bit. But as you turn to this room, immediately in front of you, you see this about 3 foot tall cabinet with a medical Red Cross on it.
Just a note, because I just remembered that we said we would do this. Given how weird and random the reactions we have when we enter rooms are, I think we said we would each take turns going into a new room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And was it Jonny that went in after we agreed to that? I can't remember who went in first. Larry, you went in first.
I went first.
Okay, I'll take this one. Billy's taking this one.
All right.
Yes.
I could totally see Billy going like, me first.
Well, I don't have any caution. I have -1 caution, yeah.
You step through the door and wait a second. You don't feel any ill effects. Your ears do not ring. You don't feel that sort of floaty lightheadedness you've felt on occasion throughout this place.
Okay. So I pause inside the door for just a second, and then I go, "Oh, God!" Nah, I'm just fucking with you. It's fine. Come on in.
Damn it, Billy. I'm too high strung for this shit. And then after I reprimand Billy, I noticed that cross sign you were speaking of, and I go, "Oh shit, Bryce, you alright, man?"
Yeah, I think so.
You sure? I mean, it's a little late, but we can treat you if you need to.
No, it's just hit with wires.
All right, Larry, what's in that cabinet?
You go over and open it, Billy.
Oh, I thought. I guess I am the closest one, aren't I? Yeah, I'll open it. I just want to see what's in there.
Okay, you pop it open. It doesn't resist you, and it is full of medical supplies. Very basic supplies, just like bandages and gauze. Nothing, space tech futuristic. But
is there
look in good condition?
Yeah, is there like a not pocket size, but like a bag-sized first aid kit collection that I could perhaps stick in my bag?
Yeah, I'd say so. There's like one small fanny pack looking bag that seems to have a little bit of everything you're looking at here: bandages, gauze, a small pair of scissors, and all that good stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna
and
grab
a whole bunch of just loose etceteras.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that small fanny pack thing and stick it in my bag with my binoculars and my PDA.
Okay.
While Billy's doing that, I'll take a look around the room and see if I can identify the light source.
Okay. You step in and you can see that immediately above you and to your right and to your left into these other two larger rooms, there are, sporadic, just normal round light bulbs that give off this very, very minor green light.
I'll say that I'll take the left room. Someone wants to take the right room and check out what's in there.
Yeah, I'll go right.
Okay, Billy's just gonna stay in that kind of foyer area with Richard.
All right.
What's Rice doing right now? I'm sorry. I know we checked on him.
I'm just staying like a safe distance away from you all.
Okay.
Thing happens.
Okay. Fair enough.
Larry, as you turn to your left and walk into this room, it is About as deep as this foyer area. It's, maybe large enough to keep like 2 people arm to arm with each other. But it's much longer. It's got these long lines of tables against either wall that look like a 7th grade science lab sort of deal. It's, very basic wood with that sort of stony kind of top. There's an occasional sink here and there. And at the opposite end, you see there is a computer terminal. And on the last 2 tables next to it, there are what is clearly a pair of bodies with, sheets covering them.
I think I found the morgue. I start going forward to check on the bodies.
Okay. As you make your way towards them, Harry, you turn to your right, start making your way down this room. It's about as deep. It seems to stay consistent in that, but it's a little shorter. And you see these 2 unoccupied, like tall pods, very similar to the ones you found before, and another computer terminal there as well.
Like the pods in the that test tube room, or like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll go down and investigate the pods and the computer.
Okay. The 2 pods are empty, and the computer looks off but undamaged.
All right. Can I power the computer on?
Yes, you flip a switch or press a button somewhere on the terminal, and it blinks to life, but it presents to you like blank background of pretty much gibberish. It doesn't seem like it seems like some kind of error has occurred.
All right. Well, I'll if there's nothing else in here, I'll just head back and see what the others are up to.
Okay, you turn back. Tanom, you reach the bodies. There are 2 of them, like I said. One on the row of tables to the left, one on the row of tables to the right. Which one are you going for first?
Okay. I, at that point, realized that I left my wrench.
Oh no!
So, in dismay, I just instead whip out the pistol that I'm no good at with.
All right, you
have
go
it
for
at
your
ready.
close range safety tool on instinct and realize you left it back in the hallway. So you go for the next best thing.
best thing. Air quotes.
Yeah, that's why I said the next best thing.
Right. And since my left hand's free, I'll go with the left one.
All right, you're pulling back the sheet covering this person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You do so to reveal a human man that you are unfamiliar with. They don't seem like they died in bad shape. There's no obvious like cuts or bruises or anything.
Okay. Since I don't notice anything outside of the fact that he's dead, I'll recover him and check the other one.
All right. You pull back this sheet to reveal the face of Jonny Washy.
Oh, shit! And I scramble away, probably bump into the other body, and just start trying to get the hell out of the room.
Billy hears Larry's "oh shit" and sticks his head in the doorway and calls to him like, "What's the matter?"
It's Jonny.
Yeah, no, Johnny's in the other room.
What?
Yeah, at this point, Jonny is like just past arm's reach from Billy here, so you hear this as well, Harry, and obviously Rice, you, and Richard hear it as well.
So after you guys say
right
that,
here.
I'm just pointing my pistol at the corpse.
What's going on down there? I'm gonna come have a look.
I wouldn't come down here if I were you.
Why not? What's the matter?
Why?
It's Johnny's body.
Yeah. He's in good shape. I admit he's a pretty good looking dude. I wouldn't kick him out of bed. I don't know what that has to do with anything you're talking about, though.
Fine, come over here and look. I don't want to be in this room anymore. And I march out.
Okay.
I'm gonna like march in like at the same time. I'm like, right, what's going on?
Yeah, Billie's gonna
Yeah,
follow
Larry marches
Johnny into
out.
the room.
Johnny, you and Billie make your way in. You walk past like a tray of surgery tools that were dropped when Larry scrambled out of the room, and you see the same thing I described to him. You see two bodies. One, the sheet has been pulled back on, the other is covered, and a computer terminal. From this distance, you can't see the face of the person who's the sheet is uncovered from. But as you get closer, you are looking in a mirror suddenly. Johnny, it's you if you had like just been shaved and given a haircut.
Pretty much just speechless. Just kind of staring at it.
I fucking told you.
Okay.
Much like the other body, it doesn't seem like there's any injuries on this person, but they are very clearly dead.
The last room with the tubes, there was just a heart in the one tube, but it looked like it was trying to build Larry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Johnny, the room that you were just in has got more tubes. Is it possible they built you in that one?
Maybe. I had a look at the computer, but couldn't work out what was going on it.
Okay.
What's the other body under the sheet?
You pull back the sheet to reveal a person you do not know.
None of us recognize this person?
Nope.
Johnny, actually, Max, you can tell me if this is allowable or not. I was just thinking, with my PDA, I might, because I'm a pilot and might have to, at a moment's notice, get access to a strange computer system to be able to fly something or control something. I think it'd be reasonable that I'd have like some kind of boot program on my PDA that would, if a computer wasn't cooperating, I could like reset something and maybe get it into some kind of safe mode that I could at least pull information from. Do you think that's a reasonable thing to?
Yeah, I'd say so.
A pilot would have. Okay. So I'm suggesting now to Johnny and Rice and Larry that I at least try booting up that computer to see what we can glean from it.
Was there a computer in this room as well?
Yeah, I was just about to say, which computer are you talking about here? Because there is one in this room and in the other.
First. Yeah, so the one in the other room was the one I checked.
Sorry.
So let's check this one.
Check this one first.
Let's see. Yeah.
One of you two goes over to it, flips it on, and you are presented with the following screen. I'm going to post in the tabletop Discord channel.
Okay. I'm walking out of the room and gonna spend 5 minutes having a breather. That's a bit much.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when he does that, I'll come over and pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Yeah, I know, man. I know."
And there's nothing else. We can't like hit escape and get to a menu or anything. It's just that.
Nope, you press every damn button on the keyboard and it does not seem to move from that screen.
Guys, we might need to come to grips with the fact that we're on the event horizon and we just need to get the fuck out of here. Okay, so yeah, Johnny's left the room. Larry is also leaving the room, right?
I left that room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of motion Richard back toward that foyer area, and then I'm going to walk into the other room and see if I can't boot the computer and see if that solves anything.
Okay. Richard occupies himself with basically just taking stock of what's left in the cabinet, not for any real particular reason. And you make your way to the opposite room, where there are 2 more pods, both empty, and another computer terminal that is just displaying, random broken lines of text.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to plug my... Oh, God. Maybe this isn't a good idea. Last time I plugged my PDA into something, it almost got shorted out. I'm going to plug my PDA into the computer if there's a terminal for it, and do a restart. Try to restart with my PDA in some kind of safe mode.
Okay. You make sure your PDA is not going to be damaged by this procedure at all, and then plug it into the terminal. Both screens sort of go black for a second before they reboot. The actual computer terminal itself displays the bare minimum options, but your PDA seems to be able to navigate everything that was once on this.
Nice. All right. Hey, I'm just going to call out to the group that I can at least navigate the computer if they want to find anything out. What are my menu options?
It seems to be a handful of dated journal entries over the course of about 5 months.
How many entries roughly?
Looks like 9 or 10.
Okay. I'm gonna open up the most not the most recent one, the oldest one, the first one, and just I'm not even gonna scan it yet. I just want to see what kind of length it is. If it's just a paragraph or if it's multiple pages worth of text.
Yeah, it looks like 1 or 2 pages.
Okay. Is it possible that I could move all of these onto my PDA and save them?
I'd say there's enough text there you'd have to sacrifice 1 or 2. Or
Okay.
maybe
How about, can I, in this first entry, can I just Control F for Johnny's name?
Alright, you do so, and 0 instances of Jonny or Johnny Washy appear.
Okay. Can I check the other 8 entries as well? One by one,
you
obviously.
You go through and search all of them for Johnny's name. It doesn't show up once throughout.
Okay. Can I read... oh, sorry, go ahead.
As you're sort of flipping through all of these journal entries, you see most of them maintain their length, but the last one is only 2 paragraphs.
I was just going to say, can I read the last entry?
Alright. It appears to be written in not in shorthand, but clearly whoever was writing it was preoccupied with something else, and so it's sparse on details, but it seems to explain a scientist who worked in this lab that you're in, and a few of their coworkers healing another person from some kind of injury, bullet wound, a stabbing, something that pierced through them.
Yeah.
And then making their way about a quarter of the way down the hall on this ring from where this room is, getting on an escape pod and leaving. Or at least planning to do so.
Okay. Are there any names in this entry? Proper names?
Yes, but they're not. Yeah, none of them are full names. A few of them are nicknames. There's a Patsy, there's a Finn, but there's not first name, last name.
Okay. I'd like to, if possible, just save this one entry on the PDA, and then the only other thing I want to do here, and I don't want to monopolize the time, but are there in this room or in the morgue type room? Are there any drawers that we could check? I'm thinking of looking like, if there's 2 bodies in the morgue, I want to see if they had badges, like the color-coded badges that might be stuck in a drawer or a cabinet or something like that.
In the morgue room, it seems like all the tables are free-floating, but in the room you're in with this terminal, a few of the tables have like a set of cabinets underneath them.
Okay. I don't think I want to check all the cabinets. I was just thinking maybe there'd be a very obvious kind of file drawer type thing, but...
Nah, it doesn't seem to be anything
Okay.
for like personal possessions.
And the tubes are empty. Are they open or closed? I forgot.
They are closed.
Closed. Okay. All right,
So
I'm gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
You can see through the glass of them and see that not only are they like empty, but they are pristine on the inside. There's no liquid, no smears of dirt or dust or anything like that.
Okay, I'm going to. Billy's going to go back out to where Jonny and Larry and Rice and Richard are, and just kind of ask how everybody's doing.
I could be better. Yeah. Did you find anything on that other computer?
Yeah, there's some entries, lab type entries, all of it kind of jargony and not really interesting, except the last one was talking about, the most recent one rather, is somebody unidentified talking about treating somebody else unidentified with some kind of injury, puncture wound, and then talking about how they're going to make their way to an escape pod about a quarter of the way down the ring and get the hell out of here.
Was there a date on the entry?
I'll check my PDA and see if there's a date.
Yeah, like the title of each journal entry was just the date it was written. So this would be like December 10th, 22489, whatever year.
Start date.
About 2.5 months earlier.
Okay. All I wanted to know was how long ago it was, rather than so about 2.5 months. So, I'll check with Richard if that sounds about right for time that the station's being shut down.
I don't know how long it's been. There's not exactly many clocks. Tick tock, tick tock.
Do we want to, unless somebody's got something they want to do right now, do we want to pause for like 5 or 10 minutes and take a quick break?
Yeah,
sounds good.
Gonna ask if we can have a short break.
Okay. Well, then I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, we may. So, believe everyone is now outside the sort of first aid lab something room here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm still in the room with the cabinet.
Okay. Billy's just a little worried about Jonny and Larry, that they're kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, Billy's like, okay, do we need to take some time? Like, oh, that was something I thought of. Of the 5 items I have in my bag, I think I said I had a PDA, a service pistol, and binoculars, and I was going to figure out the other ones as I go. I have a flask of whiskey. That's one of my 5 items, and I'm going to offer a drink to everybody but Richard.
I nod my head and take a shot.
Take a swig.
Thank you.
Some fucked up shit, dudes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucked up shit.
How, just because I can't remember, but like, how long have we been on this ship? Or station or whatever.
3 or 4 hours?
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't think it was a huge amount of time, but I couldn't remember.
It's definitely not been like days yet.
Yeah.
I say let's just get to Richard's safe place. And just,
Yeah.
I just want to end this day.
All right.
Agreed.
All right.
Everyone feeling a little more at ease, as at ease as one can possibly feel, at least. You guys get up and follow Richards just a little bit further down the hallway until finally you see he walks up to one of the many doors, presses the pad beside it, and it opens up to an actually decently cleaned room, not covered in dust, not chairs and tables thrown all over the place, no bodies, just a regular looking office room.
Phew. Anybody,
God.
Johnny, you want to take the first step?
Well, this is Richard's hideout,
Yeah, I was gonna
right?
say, Richard would have walked in.
Ah, right.
He's in there.
I don't know. I still don't trust that Richard guy.
If you want, I'll go in first.
No.
to
It's
make
fine.
sure.
It's fine. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Larry, once he steps into the room, takes a look around and doesn't see a replacement for his wrench and just goes to a corner and just sits down.
We could have gone back and gotten your wrench, dude. It's fine.
Dude, there was no way I was gonna have us go around to get the wrench.
Yeah, but that was your baby.
It was my baby, but after all the bullshit, I think that character-wise, he would not want to fucking turn around and go back towards that monstrosity to get his wrench.
You know what?
Instead of just going back to rest.
The way everything in this station is going, you open up a door somewhere down the corridor, and there'll probably be your wrench sitting on the floor.
Yeah. And then I'm never gonna want to have a wrench ever again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just sitting in one of the corners.
Okay. I'm assuming we're going to use this time to just kind of rest and recuperate. I'm going to take out the, just kind of in a, hey, check this shit out kind of way. I'm going to take out that busted piece of model that I have with the 3 little minifigures of us, and I'm going to show it to Rice and just be like, can you believe this shit? Look at this.
As you fish the figurines out of your pocket, you feel there's a 4th one in
Oh,
there.
you gotta be shitting me.
No.
And you reveal these little plastic figurines of Billie, Larry Fliamson, Jonny Washy, and Ryson.
That thing was in my pants pocket next to my balls. What is doing this? Do I have testicle cancer now? What the fuck is happening?
Can't notice that shit.
God damn.
Oh man. Larry looks up at the commotion that Billie's starting to produce, and just like, yeah, I'm not even surprised anymore.
You look and you see in Billie's hand your figurine is holding this little metal wrench.
as if taunting you.
Right,
Hey, at least whatever is doing this weird shit to us has a sense of humor. God damn.
hey, yeah, well, I know what I'm gonna do with that sense of humor when I get another wrench.
Is there? I don't remember what the actual piece of plastic I'm holding looks like. Are we all like standing in a group?
No, you're like little individual figurines. I'd say
Okay.
about 1 inch tall each.
Okay. Weird.
You know, whoever is taller among you is taller on the miniatures.
Right. It's to scale.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna stick it back in my. No, I'm not gonna stick it in my pocket. I'm gonna put it in my bag.
Okay.
This time.
All right.
Hey, Richard, do you have all your teeth?
He immediately begins to check. Not even subtly.
I know
he just
exactly
sticks
why
both
you're
hands in
asking
the
that.
corners of his
That is
mouth.
just
and
hilarious.
Feels around. He pulls his hands out. Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't. I left it, but I just remembered that I found it, and I was thinking, wait a minute, what if it's Richard's too?
Does oh, I can't remember what. Who's our new friend called? I forgot his
Rice.
name. Character name.
Ryson.
Rice. Yes, Ryson.
Company
Do you
accountant.
pull your teeth?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
I do a quick check of my teeth with my tongue.
They're all still there, Larry. You feel this wave of calm as you sense you do indeed still have your molars.
Ah, thank God I brushed my teeth.
Hey, so let me ask you guys something. Do you think if we did, not saying we should, I'm just saying if we did decide to get the fuck out of here, do you think we'd be able to find our way back to the ship? Do you feel like you remember step by step how we got to where we are? That you could trace back? Because I'm a pilot and I'm keeping track of my sense of direction and everything, and even I'm thinking like, I don't know if I could.
I'm gonna do a precision check.
Oh, sure, go ahead. I am going to make an unrelated check that none of you need to worry about. 18, yeah, you feel pretty good about it.
Okay. All right, as long as one of us can do it, I'm comfortable with that.
I think my brain's still got the that map
Your
steered
corpse?
into it.
Yeah.
No, wasn't
Oh.
the I can't remember what it was. Was it the map or was it something else where I just like instantly recalled?
No, yeah.
Oh, you were drawing a sketch, I think, based on the
the
map on the terminal, and then I ended up copying the map onto my PDA.
And then somehow he was supposed to draw the rest of the map from memory.
Right.
No, I'm pretty sure I tried to remember something, and I rolled like really high, and like just I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah, you were like in a fugue state and just kind of, yeah. I remember. I can't remember this.
Remember what Gary was talking about.
Yeah.
And as you guys are in this room talking, you hear above you on the ceiling of this room this little as this little projector turns on, and on the blank wall sort of next to you guys, a grid starts to form, and slowly this like all green background has black lines drawn in it, and it doesn't take very long for you guys to see that it is drawing the area of the ring you guys are in. And once it's finished mapping out all these rooms, you see this little black line exiting from your guys' room and then making its way down the hall.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Has that ever happened before, Richard?
I didn't know this room had a screen.
Okay. Whatever the fuck is running this thing is clearly telling us where to go, or setting a trap.
Think that's the way. Would I be able to see with my knowledge that that's the way we came?
Yes. You recognize that that is indeed the direction you've just
Oh. Okay.
Oh, is that like the screen when we came over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tracking
That's
our movement.
exactly what I thought.
Now that you remember it, yes, it looks identical to that.
This is some crazy shit.
Okay. I think Billie is gonna. He's gonna. Given that what we talk about seems to occasionally manifest in front of us, he is going to
talk about having $1 million.
He's gonna just he's just very loudly and with no context whatsoever, not even introducing the idea. He's just gonna state out loud, "Fifth of bourbon and a big fat blunt," and he's just waiting to hear something.
You hear this dunk, and the projector turns off.
God damn it.
Ah,
Larry's just looking at him weird.
You see the mechanical arm it is attached to just retracts into the ceiling, and then these panels cover up where it comes out from.
Okay. Richard, you said there's no AI running the station, right?
No.
So how did that happen? We were talking about the way that we came, whether we could trace our way back, and completely unprompted, thing you've never seen before, a projector pops out of the ceiling and shows us the way that we came.
I don't know any more than you do in that department.
You seem very cool and collected about all of this, relatively speaking.
He's got bags under the bags under the bags under his eyes.
Okay, so he's just thoroughly traumatized, I guess.
That Billy suspicion is hilarious, man. It keeps rearing up whenever it involves Richard.
Mm-hmm.
For everything else, the caution is -1, but when it comes to Richard, it's like a +10.
I mean, my caution is -1 until you try to claw my eyes out, and then I need my eyes, man. I'm a fucking pilot. Don't fuck with my eyes.
I mean, that feels like a very caution -1 thing, right? You're oblivious to the danger until it happens, and then it's the only danger you can
I am now blind. I'm now blind to all other threats except attacks of the eyes.
Right. So, we still want to look for this section A.
I think we have to. I mean, otherwise we're just kind of at a dead end, right? We don't have any other...
Well, otherwise we leave.
I was going to say... We could just...
The ring can have a dead end. It just kind of goes around and around and around. And
Oh, yeah, no, I meant like a figurative dead end.
Richard just sort of sits down in a chair.
I'm sorry. I figured that was Richard.
Box that motherfucker's ears. I have half a mind to go back to the ship, turn it around so the afterburners are pointing right at the midsection of this stupid thing, and then go in full burn until it melts and falls apart.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too opposed to that.
Well, we ain't taking you with us.
Oh. Okay.
That was cold-blooded.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. I hate you, but I still wouldn't kill you. Unless you go for my fucking eyes. Yeah, I vote Sector A because otherwise I'm just gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
do you know where Sector A is, Richard?
On this ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Sector B now, so it should be right next door, basically. We're already there, if you think about it.
Mm.
He gives this very awkward smile.
God damn it, this guy.
Wow. I say that I'm going to take at least an hour sleep, and then we can go if you really want to.
Okay.
Alright.
Billy is not in the mood for sleeping, and I don't think he would in these circumstances anyway, so he volunteers to be the watch for however long we rest.
All right. As whoever is going to go down for a nap starts to find, whatever comfortable position you guys can get yourselves into, Richard goes around with these sheets of newspaper and hands one to you and says, blankets. Hands one to another person, blankets, here you go. Anyone else need blankets?
Which section of the newspaper? Just curious.
Just whatever.
I pull up mine right before I use it as a blanket. It looks like a crossword puzzle over here.
What's the date?
Various throughout the last year.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Alright, so other than Billie, who else is gonna try and not necessarily even go all the way to sleep, but just sort of rest in this room for the moment?
I'm just gonna have a chill out for a bit, just kind of just gather my thoughts and comprehend what's been going on for the last 4 hours or so. So
Larry is just gonna hope the sweet embrace of sleep is just gonna purge that memory of a heart lying in a test tube.
For Billy, the whiskey in his flask is like 120 proof, so this hour passes really fast. Just that one swig that he took was enough to get him nicely toasted.
So there's priest standing guard near the entrance after that robot incident. It's not feeling as safe enough to rest.
Okay.
And I haven't been here as long, so I won't be as tired.
Yeah, you woke up and exited the room, so you feel probably the most like cohesive out of everyone so far.
Is it? I mean, we don't have to actually like go through the motions, but I think it's reasonable that Billy would just shoot the shit with Rice and ask him what he remembers and what his story is, as much of it as he can remember anyway.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you all about my cockpit.
Yeah, so as you guys talk, unless either of you want to do anything else over the course of this rest, an hour and a half, however long you guys are going to stay here, passes without any sort of interruptions to you guys,
Okay.
other than the occasional creak of the station. And the two of you who took some time off your feet feel much refreshed for it.
Yeah, I'm going to say the only thing I did during that 90 minutes or whatever is I made sure my gun was loaded, went through the bag and looked at all the badges that we've picked up. Just made sure that everything was in good shape. I'm imagining the PDA is probably at a point where it's going to need a charge soon, so maybe I find an outlet and just plug it in for like 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, you're definitely able to do that. As the two of you who were chilling come to, can I get a check from everyone? We'll say caution, acumen, or precision, please.
Okay.
From everyone, or just from the people who are not resting? Sorry.
Yeah, everyone can go ahead and do it. You don't have to if you don't want to, though.
Alright.
I promise this time nothing's gonna attack you.
11 for me.
That's not a reliable promise.
Yet.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Damn.
basically all of you guys are able to see that the room you're in, unlike the previous offices, this is less of an office. I don't know why I said office. It's not an office. It's like a meeting room. There's a large round table in the middle. There's the projector that came out of the ceiling. There's chairs all around it. And there's this long but pretty short window across the entire wall opposite from the entrance. And as you guys are sort of picking yourselves up, gathering your stuff together, like Billie said, you guys all look out and you can see, not too far from where you guys are, there is a porthole in the ring that seems of the right size that your ship would attach to it.
Oh, fuck.
Could I... Sorry, go ahead.
Is this the other bit? So you know how when we first flew towards the station,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
there was two places that we could dock. One
Yeah.
where there was smoke, was it, coming out of?
Riskier docking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one that was where we docked. Does this kind of seem like we're at the other docking station that we could see, or is this a different one, or we just don't
No, this
know?
looks to be a different one. The first two that you guys saw were on the like long back end of the station, but this is, here on the actual ring itself.
Alright.
I think we established when I mentioned I had the PDA that one of the purposes of me having it would be if I needed to like remote fire up the ship or something like that.
Yes, indeed.
Do you think it's possible that I could remote pilot it from the PDA, or is that too technical?
You probably couldn't pilot it, but if you were, on like perhaps stable ground, you've definitely in the past been able to call it to a location.
Okay.
If you're like on an actual planet, you can give it coordinates and it'll go there.
Ah, okay, got it.
Docking it on a port like this is probably something that's a little riskier, but
yeah,
well within your field of experience.
Okay. You guys think I should try calling the ship? Just get it a little bit closer in case we need to get the fuck out of here quickly?
Yeah, because otherwise we gotta backtrack quite a way to get back to the ship.
Yeah, I'm just because we got the what was it? It wasn't the shuttle, but there was some. What was the thing we had?
Yeah,
to...
like a ferry.
Yeah, it was
the
shuttle.
ferry.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm just thinking like there's no guarantee. I mean, the station can apparently make projectors pop out of ceilings and track our movements and everything. There's no guarantee that that ferry is going to be operational if we need to get back to where the ship is now.
Yeah.
Theoretically, the station, whatever is controlling the station, could shut some shit down and prevent our movement.
Yeah. Assuming it hasn't already.
Right. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
it's a little bit risky. I don't want to do it unless everybody thinks it's a good idea.
I reckon get it closer because we're in section B, right? Section A is where everything was told to go. If we get into some issues in section A, we should be able to just book it back and get onto the ship and kind of just leave.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think bringing it back is probably a good idea.
All right. Larry, Rice, any votes?
If you feel you can do that, just don't risk it if uncle's already
Don't
escaped.
fuck it up.
Be destroyed.
In character, I'll say, yeah, if you can, go ahead.
All right. I think I can do it. I'm a hotshot pilot with no caution.
Out of character, I got some serious suspicions right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so should I try to roll for this?
I would say the way you've done it in situations where you've been in motion while you're trying to call your ship, you get to the port you're trying to call it to, and then you're able to sort of call it to your location. Because otherwise, you're not able to like put in commands like forward, left, right.
Right. Okay.
And you're not on a planet, you can't give it coordinates. All it to
Okay.
there.
So this is less so
you'd
a
have to
skill thing.
Yeah, you'd have to get to the port and say, basically, come to me, and it would be able to maneuver that itself.
Oh, that's my baby. Okay. All right. Well, if we're gonna bring the ship this way, we need to make our way to that portal. You guys, we can see through the window.
I stand from my corner and get ready to go.
Yeah.
Is the portal in this sector, or is it in the direction of Sector A? Which, how far away are we talking? Like, how do we...
It's continuing in the direction you were going to get here. So it would be moving towards Sector A, whether it's actually in Sector A or not.
Yeah.
You can't see. It's not, like, labeled on the outside.
Okay. Well, we got to stop on our way to Sector A, then. We'll just stop at the portal and call the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you guys are...
Flask in the bag, pistol on the waist. Let's go.
Okay. Billie, sounds like... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, is Richard coming with us?
Hmm.
Or is he staying?
I'd like to come with you, but it's your ship. If you tell me to stay here, I won't argue.
He can come with us. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, Billie, sounds like you are the most prepped. So as you head for the door, it opens automatically at your presence, and once the low humming mechanical sliding of the door opening finishes, you hear a single pair of bootsteps
God
heading
damn it.
in your direction from the unexplored territory you're planning to make your way through.
The sense of hearing is the most important one in this whole space station. It's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's a large, empty area, so everything kind of echoes and carries very far.
Yeah. Okay, without actually saying anything, I'm just going to kind of wave my hand behind me and signal to the group that I hear something out in the corridor. And then I'm kind of take cover on the inside of the room next to the door, withdraw the pistol, and just kind of peer out and see what I can see.
Okay. Let's have everyone make some stealth checks, please.
I could have had 2 to that. Mine's 15.
All right. Okay. In that case, as everyone sort of holds their position, and Billie, you take your spot next to the door on the inside, you all wait as these footsteps approach very slowly, very meanderingly, until eventually you hear, not the step and the echo, but just the step. It seems just beyond the doorway. Billie, you see a humanoid figure, and just one of them, fortunately, not, a 7-foot tall brick of robot. Walking in your guys' direction very slowly, sort of hunched over itself, looking back and forth, and side to side, just all around it. And as it gets closer, you can see it seems like it's got some kind of headlamp on, but it doesn't give much illumination. It really just shows its face a little bit. And as it gets closer and closer to you, you see it is not a headlamp on it. It is its own face is illuminated. You see it is a robot and an android, and its eyes have been ripped or scratched out of its head very roughly, and the light is these occasional sparks and flickers that seem like whatever sort of optical sensors this thing had in it trying to execute where there is no longer enough material for it to do so. And as you're all holding your breath, waiting to see if Billie does or says anything, Larry, you kind of lean over and slip and catch yourself on this large meeting table here, and the android looks in the direction of the door, but Billie, you can see it clearly doesn't recognize anything. Its eyes are completely non-functional, and it hobbles over to the door and, again, quote unquote, looks into the room, looks up and down, but sees nothing, turns around, and continues past you all.
Okay. I mean, we're not really in a position to like form a consensus on what we should do here. So I kind of feel like if Billie's the one by the door with the weapon drawn, it's his choice of whether I just fucking shoot it or we just quietly wait for it to go away.
Yeah, it sounds like you are the only one armed at the moment. So if you want to try and pop this thing as it approaches, when it reaches the room,
Yeah.
You can definitely go ahead.
No, I think if it looks in the room, it waits for a moment, it doesn't register anything, and then it just wanders off in the direction it was going.
Yeah, as it leans into the doorway, you are close enough to it, and fortunately quiet enough that it doesn't see you, but you can see its chest moves as it mimics, human breath.
So the rest of the party inside the room can see the android when it's standing in the doorway like that?
Yeah, you guys can just barely make out its face. It doesn't come all the way in, it just sort of stands outside and leans forward.
Okay.
And then leans back.
No, I think I'm going to just let it pass us by. I'm not going to try to stop it or shoot it or anything like that. It's moving away from us at a shambling kind of pace, right? Like, it's not...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So once it's...
like a zombie in a zombie game before it detects anything. It's very slow, very non-directional, just kind of moving.
Once I think it's far enough away that it's not going to hear me whispering, I'm going to whisper to everybody behind me, what do we do about this?
I think we just leave it to do its stuff.
I say we just go forward.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm in favor.
All right. You guys wait a moment more for it to get a little further away and make your way down the hall. Who's in front?
I can take point again.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you. I'm less, given that Richard actually asked to come with us this time, I'm less worried about him scurrying away and trying to hide from us, so I'm not, don't feel like I need to be pinned to his side or anything.
I'll take the rear and try to keep an eye on the back.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna make sure I've got my my rifle at the ready. Yeah, not on my back, but not actively looking at it, but ready to go if need be at a moment's notice.
All right. And Adam, are you gonna sort of stick to the middle, hang up front with Harry, hang in the back with Tanom?
In the middle.
All right.
I think happens. Everyone else be in trouble.
Sounds good. Okay, you all gather up and move out. Make your way down the corridor for a while. It remains as dark as it has so far. Very occasionally, a light sputters to life and then sputters back out. There are occasionally like windows to the outside where it seems rather than having just more rooms upon rooms, a section of the ring was cleared out for like some kind of observational deck kind of deal. Not quite that sophisticated. It doesn't seem like it's for like studying anything. Just a nice place to look out if it was not in the condition that it is in currently.
I will just say that the music right now is just way too fitting.
Yeah. Suspicious rolls.
I thought the same thing when the android was walking by the room. It was like absolutely perfect. The music.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention to it, unfortunately.
Oh man, just wait till you watch it on YouTube. It was chef's kiss.
Actually, what I meant to say, Pem, is it was completely intentional.
All in the plan.
Something with more intent and craft and love and care than I did that, actually.
Bravo, sir.
So are you guys doing anything, or just trying to make it to this port as fast as
Is there anything we can see out the observation windows, or can we see any parts of the station where the damage was, or anything like that?
Yeah, you guys can see from where you are. This window faces in on the ring towards the station, not out to space. So you guys can definitely see a few other ports of various sizes for various ships that are like torn open. Whatever was attached to them ripped the doors off when it escaped and left, this huge trail of smoke and dangling wires coming out from it. From where you are, you can also probably see the ferry you guys took. Still indeed docked on the ring from where it was. And, sort of scattered all throughout the length of the main body of the station. There's damage of different kinds. There's dents, there's more busted open areas. And you can also see the reason it seems you had to take the ferry is that a large section of what connected where you guys docked initially to this first ring is totally busted up.
Okay. Yeah, propose moving on to the port.
All right.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
Y'all continue traveling just a little ways till you find a door that seems in the right place to be whatever room this port was attached to.
Is there a terminal or a wall panel or something that's got...
Yep. Just another one of those little touchpad sorts of deals.
Can I check and see if there's a manifest of what ships docked here over what spans of time?
Oh, this panel's just for opening the door.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's open the door then. Billie
Okay.
Billie will try to open it. I think I'm just kind of assuming like, hey, I'm familiar with this bit. I'm not even like thinking to myself that we need to be worried about anything. I'm just going to open this door, call the ship, and everything's good.
All right. You press the button. The doors slide open to reveal another meeting room, much like where our boy Richards was staying. Except this one's occupied. You see, sitting in these chairs, sort of, all looking at each other as one does in a meeting, is a whole bunch of people.
Alive?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
And we have...
Take a second to actually examine one of them, and it seems not only are they not alive, it seems they are all hairy, decommissioned, let's say, android.
Okay, so not organic.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that freaks you out.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, shows me for just opening the door thinking I'm going to call the ship right away. Fucking occupied meeting room.
Opposite the door you guys entered is a long window, much like, again, the one in Richard's room, but splitting it right in the middle is this large circular door out to space.
Do the androids show any signs of physical damage? Do they look like they should be functional but are just turned off?
Yes, you sort of look over them, and it looks like all of them have deep slashes somewhere on them. Some on their, face, just sort of scribbling it out like a child would do with a crayon. Some on their neck. Some of them are only like the upper half of the robot sat in one of these meeting chairs, these office chairs.
Are they all wearing the same outfit, or is it like what's are they in a uniform or?
No, it seems like they're all dressed in the usual android garb you've
outfit.
seen, just sort of jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Generic gray.
Yeah.
Billie to the group is saying, this is scary because this is the fucking robot rat king we ran into, except it hasn't been assembled yet. Like, whatever animated that thing, here's all the stuff that it needs to do it again, if it was going to. Because I think, yeah, because we've only, apart from the time that we saw the Rat King thing, we've really only run into the the one without eyes and the one in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen any other ones, especially not in groups. Just thinking, like, where the fuck did that thing come from? This is the kind of space where it would have a whole bunch of robots in one space.
Richard, do you know of androids grouping up before all of this, or is this would they ever kind of be put in a room like this by the humans on the ship, or is this something you've never seen before either?
I remember back on the actual body of the ship, there were a few, like, bars and rec rooms where a lot of them would work at once, but no, I don't think in the sense that you're asking.
Is there any reason all of them would meet in a room like this?
Not that I know of, but again, androids was not my specialty.
Okay, last goofy question. Is there anything that you know of that would cause these scratches? Anything, like, would they, in the line of duty, would they become this damaged?
No, that's something severely wrong going down.
Okay.
The porthole. Did you say it was like part of the window?
No, it splits the window in two. In Richard's room, it was just one large window from one end of the room to the other, and this one, it's window, stops at a curve, door, starts at a curve, window.
If I felt like we could survive it,
if that would help.
I was gonna say, if I felt like we could survive it, I would open up that portal and space all these fuckers.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I don't know if there was a way that we could set it up on a timer to get them all out while we're not in the room.
Yeah. Did the doorway that we came in this space, is it I'm trying to think. The portal is in the room, right? It's not out in the corridor that we came in from?
Yeah, no, it's in this meeting room.
Okay.
You have to pass through it to get to this door.
Yeah. Is the door that we came in airtight if we sealed it?
Yeah, it seems like all of the doors in the hallway were, up until, obviously, they were damaged or disregarded for this long.
Okay. I don't know, what do you guys think? I feel like we could seal this door, blow these things out.
Could I, out of character, could I say with my offboarding experience that such a opening to space would not be constructed in such a way? Because it makes no sense for it to be connected to a meeting room with windows on either side of the space of the porthole.
Yeah, this station's fucking weird though, man. This is a weird fucking station.
I would say, Tanom, you've definitely known, like, boardroom execs who've asked you to build something this outlandish, but even this is maybe a step beyond. Like, you've had people request some really fucking weird blueprints when it comes to the safety of engaging with outer space, but probably nothing quite this bizarre.
Can we tell if the porthole door is like an airlock there, or is this room the airlock room?
It seems like both of them are coupled with safety mechanisms to stop,
Okay, so a spacing would need to be very intentional.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if, some boardroom room where, you got the CEO or whatever in there, calls you and you've been doing a good job.
I kind of like that as an idea, actually.
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
nobody would want to work for that guy, but I would appreciate the kind of psychopath that would make a meeting room with a spacing door.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
I don't think that's exactly.
Yeah, Handsome Jack definitely had something like that.
I'll say in character. I'm not too sure it'll actually work out like that. I don't think it'll actually open up into space. I think it more likely that we're being played with.
Okay, I mean, I'm not saying we have to do it, but I don't want these things coming to life and walking out of this room and trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Is there, if you can seal this door, Larry, so that they cannot get out no matter what, I'll feel comfortable. But you need to seal this door like that giant robot Rat King is trying to get through, because if they form one of those, it'll bust through the door much easier than each one of them individually trying, I would think.
Well, technically I could seal the door
Yeah.
permanently. It would just take me a considerable amount of time, either through the wiring or using my small welding torch.
I was thinking welding, yeah.
Yeah.
How much time would that take?
I'll leave that to Max, but I would imagine it'd take a long fucking time.
Yeah, I am not a professional welder.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parts
You're
of the
not?
door you'd have to.
Illusion
I've
shattered.
done welding, and it will take forever.
All these
What?
months I've been imagining you as a professional welder. You've shattered the illusion.
The game master has to research a lot of things in order to run a game with some verisimilitude to it. This is one of the ones I
Welding
skipped.
time
I'm sorry,
is not in that scope.
and I should have done better. I promise next session I'll know everything there is to know.
Of course, by then we won't be doing any more welding. We'll be asking you a question about like maritime law or some shit.
That's how it goes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get back to you on that.
But yeah, I would say it would take upwards of an hour. You know, there's a lot of parts of the door that you'd have to solder in order to keep it actually shut fully.
Okay. All right. I mean, let's not
about,
waste our time, but
So,
The door mechanism. Would I be able to use my wire cutters to disable the opening mechanism?
That you could definitely do.
before
That's
we
like, 2 or
do
3
that,
snap and you're gone.
do we want to have a look at the door that supposedly leads outside to space, or do we not want to entertain
I mean,
that idea?
I'm gonna stay here by this doorway and not go anywhere near these stupid androids. But if somebody wants to go around them to that door, be my guest.
I look at Johnny and I just like motion my hand, like go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna get my gun, like at the ready, like aimed at these androids,
All right.
and I'm gonna make my way around, like as far, like right up against the wall, like hugging the wall, and keep like with my back to it, keeping my eyes on the androids to like get around to the door on the far side to look at seeing
Alright.
if we can
You level
Get
your
them out.
gun out and slip into the room, doing your best to stay as far from all of these androids as possible. And their stillness in their supposed death is so complete it almost convinces you they have to be alive, faking it. But you make it to the port door without any of them making a move on you.
Can I see, like, is there a double door airlock system, or is this one door? So you'd need to have the ship like on there to seal it.
It seems
if-
like it is a double door system, much like the one you docked onto.
All right. I don't know enough about wiring
Is this-
to know if we could.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I don't know enough about wiring to be able to set up like a timer so we can be out of the room and do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have like a quick look over without like actually messing with anything to see if it looks like, to see if I can see if it looks like that the the doors are still operational to lead to space.
All right, there's a small panel, a little larger and a little more substantial than the ones on the doors in the hallway. You give it a tap to bring it to life, not to open the door. It seems like it's functioning properly.
All right. So we
Is
could
this in
possibly-
fact the room? Is this the dock that we've reached? This is the portal, right?
You can't tell from where you are outside the room, but Jonny, yeah, you're there, right next to the window. You can see Richard's room from where you are, and it seems like this would be it.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. I'll make my way back to where everyone else is, and relay this information, and ask Larry if he knows of any way to set a timer up on the doors to see if that would work, if he thinks it would work, or if we're better off just trying to seal them in here and not calling the ship.
Yeah,
If we're not,
I'm
if
voting
we're
don't
sealing
call
it
the
up,
ship.
Then we're not. Yeah, like not calling the ship with the androids, no way.
Right.
But like if we can get them out into space, then I think we're fine on calling the android. Calling the ship.
Yes, agreed.
Well, it depends on what inputs you saw on the pad. Because I can't just fiddle with wires and set a timer.
I mean, I'm guessing airlocks are specifically designed to not be overridden to actually space the interior of the station, so it would probably require some significant hacking
programming
or rewiring skills to be able to override the safety.
Yeah, or if Richard knows of any ways of doing this, or if
Rice?
Rice, yes.
Isn't Richard just like a researcher?
Yeah.
It's
I don't
worth
know.
asking.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard, you ever
I was
spaced anybody from this stupid meeting room?
No, but I've heard so many stories, dude, I swear. I had a friend once who actually, well, not them, but one of their friends got spaced. I swear.
Richard comes to life to tell
No.
us about the spacing. That's good. Funny.
You see that sparkle of light in his eye, this one brief time, the entire time you've known him. He wants to tell a joke.
No, Richards looks at you and is like, no, I've definitely never seen nor heard of anyone being launched out of the station. And I also don't have any background in technology like this. I was a chemist and a biologist, not all this.
Okay, let me ask you a question though, dude. You can see this portal from your room. Have you been in this room before? Have you been here before?
Not in this room. I've scurried past it in the vents before.
You never saw it? Did you see all these? Could you see from the vents all these androids sitting in here?
No.
Okay.
Well, I could have if I had come all the way down. And he points to, a vent opening. But I haven't checked every room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably very, very, very difficult to space these things. And absent them not being in this room, I'm not comfortable calling the ship.
Yeah, that's fair.
Richards very cautiously approaches the nearest android and hovers over it for a second. And he goes to grab its arm, and all of a sudden, sort of as he does so, jumps back, and the android spins in its chair to turn at you, and Richards lets out this fairly dull scream. Ah! And then he turns to you guys.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Jesus Christ,
I'm
man.
just kidding.
He
He sets the arm back down on the meeting table.
God.
Oh my God, Rich, I was about to let fire.
There was that second sparkle in his eye.
Dude, he
Oh
out
my
Billied
God.
Billie.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
like
couldn't not.
having a fucking toddler in the party. Jesus Christ. All right, gang. Well, we're at the top of the hour. Do we want to decide what to do with this room before we quit, or should we leave it for next time?
I think we should figure out what we're doing with the room.
Okay.
And then call it. Because otherwise we'll come back and we'll have to remember what had happened.
Well, my vote is we forget the ship, we get out of the room and have Larry snip the wires so they can't open the door if they ever come to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if the big... Yeah. I don't know how they pulled the androids together, if it was them or another entity that did it. I feel like if they get to the big thing, they can probably just bust through the door regardless, but snipping the wires is... Yeah. Because otherwise, what? It takes over an hour, you said, to weld the door shut?
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I feel like, snip the wires and leave it.
Rice, Larry, you got a vote?
I say we just shut the door.
Yeah.
I have my serious doubts about being able to dock the ship here anyways.
Okay. All right.
Door in the wire.
Okay. You all file, out of the doorway and let Larry do his work. And with a handful of cuts, the door very quickly slams itself closed in front of you all. And the pad to open it blinks to darkness.
Nice work, Larry.
You guys are left in the long, empty hall with flickering lights overhead and on either side of you. And once again, all you guys can hear, other than each other, in this station is the odd creak of it very slowly moving through space. And with that, I think that's a good place to leave it for this session.
Well done, Max. The
Thank you.
The robot monster thing was a very cool idea too.
Thank you, times two. That was a pretty fucking baller fight.
I'm glad
setting
that
it on fire.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I
That
know.
was so fucking cool.
I couldn't think of anything else to do. Other than just be pathetic with my gun. Thanks everyone. I know that we took a while to get back into it, and like I said, I'll keep asking each week, and we'll play again when we can.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm very sorry for not being more free. But,
Oh, dude, don't worry about it.
like,
No,
my whole
dude,
week is free, and then the weekend is the only time that, almost anybody I know is also free. So, like, if my family wants to do something, or if I have another session at D&D with my IRL group, I've already got a whole bunch of other possible things.
No, it's fine. I kind of figured when we started this thing out, if we met like once every 5 months, that'd be good. So, yeah, even a 3-month span is still doing pretty well in my book.
Yeah, plus part of it was you were trying to get a specific item that was in low.
Yeah, also that
quantity at the
happened.
time.
That was
And
very frustrating.
It was during the holidays. We're all doing stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
fine, man.
Cool.
Next weekend is a long weekend here. I might be going away. I haven't decided. I've bought a van and it's all kitted out to go like camping in.
Cool.
So,
That's gone. I'll ask on Wednesday.
Yeah,
If-
yeah.
if you're
I'm gonna decide by Thursday my time. Because I need to let my other group know if I'm around. Because I won't. If I'm coming back, it'll be coming back at like this time next week.